How you doing? How was the golf round? Looks like you're fresh off the course. That must have ended pretty recently.
Yeah, not that course. Played my local course. So it's funny. I played a lot better today. Shot 89. Felt really good about that.
Okay. Broke 90.
He broke 90. Swings rounding into form. But how about this? So you remember last time we were talking about golf? Mm-hmm. And I was talking about how my drives were doing this, like going all the way the wrong direction. And I get a very forceful text from an NFL general manager who is a fan of the show. And it was a very simple text. It was, play the slice. And so I try to listen to people who are smarter than me. I started aiming. Forget about the fixing the swing. Just play the slice. I'm aiming this way. I'm hitting it this way. Playing a lot better.
Okay. I'm happy whoever the general manager is thinks the exact same way as I assume everybody that's ever talked to you about this that has a brain. Because you somehow think you're going to become blocky with your swing.
No chance.
You somehow
Nobody
think nobody can do that. And why not just enjoy golf as opposed to thinking you're going to make some radical change to what your game is? As someday in your life, there'll come a time where you'll come out of the winter and you'll hit that and somehow it'll go straight or it'll draw even. And you'll be like, what the hell happened? Until that day.
When will that be?
Next week.
It could be any time. I used to be a massive slicer, and then I came in and I started pulling it. And I'm like, I don't know how to fix that. And then that becomes a mental game of, well, now I'm aiming right. I don't think so. I don't think this is the right play. So you just got to play it, whatever it is that day. Yeah. And breaking 90 is good, especially when you're walking. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
That post you put up, you said, you won't know if I play good or not on this day. What does that mean? You play like ass, that swing looks good is what your thoughts are?
The swing looks amazing. I mean, the setting looks great. The colors, form is great. Yeah. So that's the most important thing.
You played
Shinnecock was a great course.
You played like ass, though, yeah.
I mean, it's a very hard course. I'll tell you, I shot 95 on a very tough course. So I came out being like, all right.
How many balls?
2.
He was open, was that right? Or was it PGA?
2.
I don't think
one in the water, but 2.
I don't think I've ever played around. Maybe that one off season I was pretty good at golf, but every other time I've ever played golf, I don't think I've ever done a less than 2-ball round.
No chance.
Never.
Ever.
No chance.
Some people.
Today was a 2. Today was a 2.
Some people. I don't know about rap sheet. Some people can't hit it far enough to get out of bounds or get into trouble, though.
We wouldn't say that about you, Rap Sheet, but there is a
not
chance.
you. But I play with people like that.
You know, especially with your big loop and slice, there has to be some sort of power on it, right? Has to have some sort of power to be able to do that.
I hit it far.
Yeah, 185 right down there in the middle of the fairway. Before the fairway, maybe even.
Yeah,
so
second cut.
Yeah, so
lay up with the fairway.
Yeah, so then you can lay it up on there. Yeah, I understand.
From the white tee.
Hey, you do what you got to do. All right, let's talk about some of the football stuff that has happened this week.
Okay.
You can give us a little bit more intel on what has taken place. Tush push doesn't happen because Lori and Jason Kelsey go in there and lobby them for an hour, and they say, Jesus, we're going to have to hear from these guys. So have been included in the way the rule was worded this particular vote? And how much did that come into play in people saying we're not banning any of this?
Opinion really honestly matters, but that always seems a little dangerous. And I think the NFL Health and Safety Committee felt that was dangerous. The Competition Committee felt it was dangerous. And there was a lot of momentum toward basically ending this play, just not enough. I mean, it was 22-10, and it is an unbelievably high bar. And that's what Rich McKay said right after the vote. It's like, quickly, I do get the sense that we are not done talking about this, that, next owners meeting, Murray wins. We'll just see. I mean, look at that. That was like within seconds of the vote not passing. I mean, you're going to be seeing that in a couple of Kelly Green shirts in the near future.
And you did know how deep the photo really is, right? I mean, who they're playing there?
I mean, I did notice, yes. How about the fact that it was 22-10, which was the same score in the playoffs? I mean, is that ridiculous?
Yeah, it's all awesome. I mean, everything's scripted. Everything's scripted.
Yeah. Whoa.
You can literally...
I don't believe that, but for people who think that,
there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons to think that, the amount of stuff that works out. But on that note, Connor brought up a couple of days ago, and then it kind of sparked my memory. So if everybody gets as good as the Philadelphia Eagles are at the tush push, that's when they'll change it. Because remember, it wasn't until every kicker was good that they decided to change the extra point. Because there was like 5, 6 good kickers, and then everybody else was kind of like, meh, and once in a while you'd miss an extra point. Then everybody got too good at their profession, and every extra point was good no matter what. I mean, the guys could walk out opposite-footed, and they'll make it, and it became a boring play. The sport can't become 1st and 9 is probably something that'll happen if everybody gets as good as the Eagles. I'm not saying that's possible. I'm just saying if everybody gets good, that's, I think, what will potentially spark change. Or do you see it sooner?
Well, if there is some sort of, you never want this to happen, but if there's some sort of injury situation, I think we'll see it sooner. What's been fascinating to me, and I think the football people, guys like AJ would probably know more about this than me, obviously, but it's been a struggle for every other team. And I don't first downs, more points. The NFL's never been against that. I think it's more the one, it doesn't look like football. 2,
maybe a little windy game. Jalen's not able to connect with anybody. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's
just roll.
Let's just see how many we can get. Yeah, because I think they can body everybody. And it's a great offensive line. It's a powerful running back. It's a powerful quarterback. It's a powerful tight end. I appreciate the fact that they're like, no, we're just better than you guys at this. And you're not as strong as us or as tough as us. That's on you. That's not on us.
Yeah.
Didn't Mahomes
That's perfect for Philadelphia, too, by the way. Go ahead.
Didn't Mahomes already – isn't that when he dislocated his kneecap when they tried to do the tush push, or is that just like a QB sneak? Because, they have Noah Gray doing it.
Yeah, so I always forget if it was a QB sneak or a tush push because people are confusing QB sneaks with tush pushes as well. Yeah. I heard somebody say, Tom Brady always did the tush push. He got over 1,000 yards. It's like, no, Tom Brady did a quarterback sneak, you see. The tush push involves the tush, you see, being pushed, which is the weight on the back, which is more weight than one human can take, is what you would think in the argument. Good luck to all parties. Congrats to Philadelphia. They should be taking a victory lap. Speaking of victory laps, will our guy ever get to do that? Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Rap, she feels like the last storyline about players that aren't happy is with Trey Hendrickson, and we've talked about it. He's been slighted by the Bengals 14, 15 times, and now he seems to be at his wit's end. Is anything going to happen with Trey? Is he going to get traded, or do you see him kind of getting screwed here playing his last season and then having to try and get a new deal somewhere else next year in free agency?
So I would be surprised as of right now if he got traded, mainly because, let's say the Bengals held out for a premium draft pick. We're talking first rounder, right? Which for someone as talented as Trey Hendrickson, that would make a lot of sense. Problem is, value-wise, not every team wants to give a first rounder and then a huge new contract to someone who's 30 years old. Just philosophically, right? I remember even that. So if you're going to do that now, even if you found let's say you found a first, but I still think he is a huge part of the organization. They want him to stay, and I believe they will pay him.
Yeah, I don't think he was lucky with the offer that he's been given, even though he's a sacking, is how he took her message. I'm not saying that's exactly how it went. So I don't think he was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go talk to the media to try to make the Cincinnati Bengals happy here today. I think he was telling the Cincinnati media his side of the story. He was telling the Cincinnati Bengals fans his side of the story, what's going on. And I think he was telling the other team